So hello students, hope you all are doing well. So in this lecture we'll just see that what are the functions in C++. Okay, so in your previous classes you have just gone through the concept of functions. So functions in C and functions in C++, they are exactly the same. Okay, so a function is basically a basic building block. Okay, a function is a basic building block. Okay, so it is a block. It means that it contains different modules. Okay, a particular problem, for example, this is a particular problem or a complex task. Okay, so this task, T, now it has been divided into multiple subtasks. Okay, so this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4. So all these T1, T2, T3 and T4 tasks, okay, these are the modules. Okay, these are the modules that will run independently. Okay, the independent execution of these particular functions or the modules will take place. Okay, and if there is any error in any of these functions or any of these modules, then the compiler will only search, will only resolve that particular error in that module only, irrespective of searching all the modules. Okay, so it is, you can say it, this function, it modularizes, okay, our program, our program, okay, by breaking it into small number of small number of modules, and these modules are known as functions or routines, okay, or coroutines. Okay, so there are different names, you can say. Okay, so there are different names for these functions. So this is a coroutine. Okay, so you can say that when we want a bigger problem to be broken into smaller sub problems so that each sub problem can execute independently, and after their execution all these sub problems can recombine into that particular, into a particular package. Okay, so for example we can say, we can take a real world example. In a real world example you can say, for example, university. Okay, university is a very good example. So what happens in a university, there are different departments. Okay, so first department is, you can say, an admission department. Okay, an admission department. Okay, there is a fee collection department. Okay, there is a branch department where branch get allocated. Okay, there is academic department. Okay, and there is, for example, a result department. Okay, so now all these departments, okay, so this university contains these functions. You can say we have broken this university into a small number of functions where each of these departments will constitute its own work. Okay, each department is in a condition to, to carry on in its own task. Okay, so this admission department is, in a condition that it will, do all the admissions. Okay, this fee collection department will responsible for collecting the fees. Okay, so this is second function. This branch department is for allocating the branch. This is third department. This academic department is related to all the, all the, you can say, academic related activities. Okay, so this is the next function or module, and the result department is responsible for displaying the results, of the students of the that are studying in the university. So this is another module. So these all modules, this is M1, this is M2, this is M3, this is M4, this is M5. So all these modules are working, okay, independently, okay, but collectively all these modules, okay, all these modules are pointing to university, because these all modules are a part of this university, because these all modules are pointing to the university, okay, they are a part of this university. So a university, we have broken the university problem into different sub problems or into different departments, or each department is doing his or her own task. So now, okay, if we just, okay, go beyond, so now we will see that how we will create a function, what are the major things that we require in a function. So in a function, okay, a function contains, okay, three important things, that is the declaration part, okay, function declaration, okay, function calling, and function definition. So a function is a collection of these three entities, okay. So when we are creating a function, then we have to keep in mind that we will go, okay, in these steps in creating a function, okay. So for example, you have seen, okay, in the basic C++ program, that there is a function that is known as a main function, okay, and the return type of this function is main. It means it is returning something to the operating system, and inside this function we are just defining our business logic, okay. So a declaration means that it contains a return type, okay, it contains a return type followed by the name of function, okay, followed by name of the function, and it may or may not contain the parameters, okay. It can be a, there can be a situation when a function contains the parameters, and there can be a condition that the function cannot, is not having any parameters, okay. So parameters are also a part of a function, and it is up to the user, it is up to the requirement of the user, that how he is using, okay, these parameters in his programs, okay. So a function contains parameters also, okay. So next is the calling. So the calling, you can say that the calling is different in terms of declarations, such that a calling doesn't have any return type, okay. A calling only contains a name of the function, okay. So it is only containing the name of function, okay. And it can also have, okay, parameters, or it can also be without parameters, okay. So there is nothing worry, okay, there is no need to panic that how we are dealing with this type of functions. We will just see in the subsequent, okay, practical sessions, that how we will create the functions, okay, that contains the parameters, as well as the functions that are not having the parameters, okay. And the third is very important, that is the function definition, okay. So the function definition is, you can say, it is an exact replica of the function, okay. You can say declaration that contains a return type, okay. This is a rule, it also contains a return type, okay, name of function, and it also contains the business logic. So here the business logic will be there, okay. In return, in declaration part, there is no business logic, we are just declaring, okay, we are just telling the compiler that this is the name of the function that will be in our program, okay. And when we are just calling the function, then it is calling of the function means it is the main source where, from where the program will be executed, okay. So the control will be transferred to the definition part, okay. And in the definition part, it will just, okay, it will just process the business logic, and it will print whatever we have written inside this particular business logic, okay. So now, okay, so now we'll just see, okay, a small program, that how we will create, okay, a function. So for example, okay, I am just writing a small program, include iostream, okay. This is a basic program for our understanding. Now we have just, okay, we have just created main, we have just created main, and inside main, okay, I'm just writing, okay, return 0. Okay, and below this main, okay, I am just creating a definition, okay, for the function. So for example, the function is display, so I am writing the return type void, okay, display, and there are no parameters. Okay, so inside this, what I will be writing, I'll be writing cout hello function. Okay, if I am just writing this hello function, then what will happen, there should be an entity, okay, there should be an entity that will be responsible in calling this particular, okay, definition. Okay, so the definition part must be called by some entity, and that particular entity is the calling part. So we have to write a calling part inside our main function. Okay, so the calling part, okay, doesn't have any return type, it will only have a name of the function, that is display. Okay, so this is the function calling. Okay, so function calling means the control will be transferred. Okay, here the control will be transferred to the definition, and this definition will be executed. But now here, okay, this program will be, okay, it will result in an error because we haven't specified, okay, to the compiler that what is the name of the function. Okay, so if we are, okay, if we are defining the function below main, okay, so just please note it, if we are defining the function below main, then we have to declare a function. Okay, we have to declare the function declaration. Okay, we have to declare it, we have to tell the compiler that yes, this is the name of the function. So we can either declare it inside main, okay, locally, or we can declare it before main, that is globally. Okay, so for example, if I write void, okay, display, so it means that I am, okay, declaring globally. So this is a global declaration. Okay, so this is global declaration, this is a declaration, this is, you can say, a declaration, or it is also known as prototype. Okay, this is a prototype for the function. Okay, so I can also declare this, okay, this particular void display here also. Okay, so it will be a local declaration. So I have to tell the compiler that yes, this name, okay, is there in our program, this function is there in our program. So before calling, okay, if before calling, okay, I have to use, I have to, okay, I have to declare a function name. Okay, but if, okay, if on the contrary, if I am writing this display, if I am writing this particular definition, okay, before main, if I am just writing this definition here, okay, then there is no need, okay, there is no need, there is no mandatory condition that you have to declare a function here. Okay, you can directly write the definition and you can directly, okay, execute it. Okay, so there are certain points that before main, okay, before the calling, it is mandatory that you have to, okay, you have to declare, you have to give a prototype for the function. But if the definition part is, okay, is before main, then it is not required, okay, it is not mandatory to declare the function. Okay, the compiler knows that yes, this is the definition, the particular function exists, and it will process. Okay, so we'll just see the concept with the help of an example, a practical example. Okay, thanks.